How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having another beautiful day. For me, it's not too bad. Very nice day outside. Nice sunshine. Although some places not so much sunshine, it is what it is. Hoping you guys are enjoying the weekend. Today, I want to let you know, there's lots going on for the show and for the future of the channel, the podcast, possibly the website. We'll see. I'm working on that in the back end. Working on that part on the back end. So some quick housekeeping for those of you interested. Very quick. So here are the plans for the Patreon. The Patreon's gonna be up on Monday. All right. Feel free to go on down there. I'll probably make an announcement like on Twitter and everywhere else when I am done with it. I'm just working on completing the tiers and making sure that it is stuff that I can back up and I can perform, right? Because you all know me. I'm the kind of guy, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It's going to get done. You know, I don't like to put something out there and then not do it. I'm not only going to do it, but the goal in my personal private goal is to always do more than I'm going to say I'm going to do. Now, is that going to happen? That's not, a guarantee. I don't want you to put your hopes up there, but I want you to know that what is written on the thing is going to happen, okay? For example, the 5 podcasts that are going to be exclusive per month is going to be absolutely a 5 for sure thing, okay? I will always have that. That's my personal, I'm going to make that happen. That is a easy thing for me to do. You know, it's an easy thing. I know I can do it, and I know it's doable, and I enjoy doing that kind of stuff anyways, so it's not like, it's out of my range. So there you go. For the scheduling, here's what we're looking at. Okay, Sunday, it's going to be a live stream. You got to be here this Sunday. This Sunday's live stream is going to be lit. It's 9:30 a.m. Sunday Eastern time. Okay, so don't forget to look at your clock and to compare. Whatever Eastern time means to you on your end, whatever that time is, be here at 9:30 Eastern time. Okay, it's gonna be it's gonna be insane. I'm gonna go in on a company that it's been a long time coming. I've been simmering, just kind of letting that marinate, and I'm going to undress all of the problems, just undress this entire company strip by strip. It needs to be done. So that one's gonna be fun. Be here for that. Monday is gonna be a podcast. Working on that one today. That one's gonna be, I don't remember what the topic was, but I'm sure it's gonna be fun. That one's gonna probably be a good one too, for sure. I mean, they're all gonna be good. Ever since I started this relaunch, I've really come into my own. I'm very proud of the product I've been putting out there, and it's just only going to get better. So be here. So Tuesday is going to be another live stream. I'm going to make that happen. Same time, 9:30 p.m. for the weekdays. Just remember, weekends are always going to be in the morning. Weekdays are always going to be at night. Okay, so it makes it so everyone is more available. I know people work in the day, so I'm not going to try and make them come on down, right? So Wednesday is going to be another podcast. Now, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, since we now have the Patreon, right, coming up, Thursday, Friday, Saturday will tend to be more of a Patreon-only kind of thing. Now, I'm going to put Thursday a throwback podcast up, all right, which is from back in the day, so you can see the difference between then and now, right? So you get a throwback, and these are podcasts that have never been on the YouTube channel. They were exclusively on the podcast RSS feed, so I'm gonna throw those up there. It'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting thing to see how far I've come. And then also Thursdays might be, okay, this is just not, it's not a guarantee. Thursdays might possibly be about some sort of random, impromptu flash live stream. I might do a flash live stream, just show up randomly at 9:30 p.m. There is a possibility. There's no guarantees, I'm just thinking about, sporadic days to come in, or times to, days to come in. I think Thursday is going to be a good day to just have a random live stream. At some point, my personal thing, what I'd like to do for this is to have mostly live streams on this channel. Like, that would be a personal goal of mine. But as I've said before, I need a lot of work on the back end for this stuff. I need to actually get the right things. I want a soundboard. I want a couple. I want a good actual streaming service, so I can actually stream and talk with you guys and very professional. Like, be a very professional setup. That's my personal thing. So as I do it, these streams and everything, I'm gonna be able to build up more things in the back, and as that happens, I'll be able to invest more into the actual more days of streaming. So because YouTube doesn't like to reward, it likes to punish people who have too many live streams without other content, while also it not looking so professional. So the more professional it is, the more likely that I'll hit more algorithms. I won't get blocked by the algorithms. That's the goal. I probably shouldn't have said algorithms, but that's okay. It's good. It's in context. It's not derogatory. So Fridays and Saturdays are gonna be the Patreon podcast. Just a heads up, guys. It's gonna be the Patreon podcast only. Those days will be one for each day. Now, that doesn't mean it's one for each day and then into the month, right? That means that across the month there will be at least one on the weekend for sure, right? 5 podcasts a month for sure, right? So just remember that. Now, I'm going to shoot for more than that, but don't have your hopes up like that, because I don't want people to get into Patreon with the hopes of there's gonna be 20 of them, you know what I mean? But I like to over deliver and under promise. So just to let you know, that is who I am, but I don't want you to be like, oh, it's a guarantee thing. I do want to start off the month great though, so I think December will be pretty good. I mean, November into December and December into January, I think it's going to be pretty good. I have big plans set up. So for today's topic, let's talk about today's topic, okay? Oh, and before I continue, I forgot to mention one big thing, okay? At some point, I don't know when I'm going to do it. I think this year for sure. I think, hopefully, God willing, everything works out good. I will do a private Patreon show for higher tiers, okay? So probably, $50 a month or higher. Probably gonna do something like that, like a Patreon private show, right? Where we just have a conversation, blah, blah, blah. It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. It'll be almost like a Zoom. Maybe it'll be through Zoom. I don't know. I think it'll be fun though. So I'll make that happen. That'll be an exciting adventure for me, because I have never done that kind of thing before, where it's all right, so I have a bunch of people who who are here, and then it's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting thing. So there's that. And then also, so today's topic, let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is talking about managing time. And what I mean by managing time, I don't mean managing time as in you managing time, right? It's kind of a more ephemeral concept. You'll see where I'm going with this. So obviously, just like you saw, I just talked about plans for about 8 minutes. I already know most people probably don't want to hear that, so I put in the show notes what time to start. Now you can come in and start with this on this side of things. So the thing about time you have to be mindful of is you have to understand how you see your own time, valuing your own time. I talked about this last time. I touched upon this on the live stream, and it's something that I was thinking about. I wanted to elaborate on. I think a show dedicated to it is important. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about myself. Okay, and then you can assess your own self and figure out what works for you as far as this idea is concerned. Okay, so I was raised as a wagey. Okay, that means I was raised as somebody who goes to a job, right? Works 9 to 5. Values a job where you have a boss and they pay you whatever it is you're worth, and you climb the ranks and you have loyalty, all that stuff, right? What that does to you is you learn to devalue your own time. You never learn the value of your own time. As a result, weekends, you become complacent. You don't do much. Maybe you go into a hobby that, you don't really do much with it either. You don't really develop it that much. Maybe you do. Maybe you're into it and you develop it and it's a crazy thing and maybe you can start a business off that. Most people are not that way. Most people, they start a hobby, they delve a little bit into it until it's not fun anymore and they do something else, right? Things that give you the most amount of fun, get the most experience of that high dopamine you can get that's outside of your job, right? That's not your job. Because when you're at your job, you're just like, okay, I'm here. I should be suffering. This is how life is. You should be doing it this way. This is how you're supposed to do it for 40 years. Then you get old and then you die, right? So there's that kind of mentality that is perpetuated when you're raised to be a wagey, okay? Now, I'm not like blaming my parents or anything like that. What I'm trying to tell you is it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing, all right? It's not like a who's to blame kind of thing. This is a how do you identify it in yourself and how do you develop yourself so you can get out of it, so you don't have that life, you don't have that mentality, and you can live for something higher and better, right? Learning to value your own time will help you escape this kind of lifestyle. It'll help you escape the dregs of society. It'll help you escape bad legislation that is oppressing your life. It will help you escape the average lifespan that people have, which is usually around 60, 70, they die. That's just the truth. That's just what I've noticed of this class. I'm not talking about higher, upper class. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about mid to lower class people, right? About 60, 70 is where they go. That's about where they go. Because, a lot of complications happen then. Bad life habits catch up to them, blah, blah, blah. And those are all a side effect of, A, of course, poor choices, but also B, because this is just, you're on the train track, as I call it. This is the train track. The train track is when you're raised as this wagey. That's what I mean by that. You're raised to believe certain things that are life-limiting beliefs. You have scarcity mindset about money. These things that hold you down, they chain you down. You're stuck on this track. That's why I call it the train track. Okay? If you noticed, I made a joke on my own thumbnail earlier on where I said right on track, where there's on the thumbnail of one of the episodes, I think it's episode 40 or maybe it was episode 39, where there's a train track, there's a train on a train track and I say right on track. That's a joke on me. So, I'm not afraid to make fun of myself a little bit and criticize myself, right? So I can self-develop myself, right? Push myself to do better. So one of those things about learning to value your own time is stop wasting weekends. That means dedicating your weekend to something. You're doing something with your weekend that will help you escape. What is that? Are you building a skill? Are you building a business? What is it? Are you building an audience? Figuring out what you do on the weekend to help you escape is going to add value to your life. It's going to be an investment upon yourself. It is already an investment upon yourself the minute you start doing it and you stay consistent. Most people don't stay consistent. That's why I talked about this in the early in this podcast. I think episode 5 or 6 or something, talking about the 5 P's and learning to be persistent, and not be weak and allow yourself to just fall back into complacency and fall back into these old bad habits, right? And you have to just kind of allow yourself to look at your weekends and see them as a utility, as a tool. Yes, you have to recharge. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with recharging. There's nothing wrong with doing something fun for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. What I mean by utilizing your weekends and looking at them as a utility, I mean have a schedule where you set a time like at school. Okay, on the weekends from, let's say, 3 to 9 p.m. or, 5 to 10 p.m., you're studying Spanish, or Portuguese or something, right? You're studying something, you're learning a skill, you're doing something. Maybe you're writing a book whatever it is that you're doing something that's going to help you escape, right? You need to be able to do that. You need to value your own time, so then other people can't abuse your own time. Because once you learn the value of your own time and you act on it, you innately make it, a part of yourself. You make it, you internalize it. You know your time internally has value. You subconsciously know it. So when people ask you stuff, your initial reaction won't be yes, because most people, they say yes to things that they don't want to do really, but they're afraid to say no because they don't value your own time. I've been stuck into this. I had this happen a lot of times. In fact, like about a few months ago, this happened to me, and I immediately should have just been like, nah, actually nah, and here's why. You know what I mean? But I didn't, because I wanted to help out and I wanted to, be a bro and all that stuff. But at the same time, I was like, didn't value my own time like that, right? So there's also that. So I want to tell you something also. This is a psychology thing. I learned that I was working harder for other people than my own self. Let me explain. Doing my own personal things that I needed to do for my life, I was doing a lot less effort doing those things than I was working for other people. I realized I was, working out of selflessness all the time. Like, I was being very selfless. And I realized selflessness is a part of the culture of being a wagee, right? You are actually giving up a lot of things from your own self, right? You're giving up a lot of you for this corporate entity, this group entity, whatever it is, what have you. And you're getting almost nothing back, if anything, right? You're getting money, maybe, but the money you're producing is likely going to be way, way more astronomically, especially if you actually have some sort of skill at the job that you're doing, and you just don't value yourself. You're still at a wagey, you're still in the wagey mindset. Which, let me just say, the office is absolutely a wagey mentality farm. I call it the farm for a reason. It's a factory. It is a conveyor belt. It is a place that manufactures yes men. And the reason why they do that is by design, to keep you not valuing yourself, okay? To keep you, seeing yourself as lesser than, right? To seeing yourself as not so great. They love humility. Humility is good in parts. I'm not saying it's not good in parts. It is good in parts. But in the context of valuing yourself, these people don't care about you. I talked about this before in the live stream, the Great Rugathon, or the Rugathon. I talked about people leaving their work and why you should be leaving your work, based on many factors. One of those factors is learning your own value, right? You have to learn your own value. You have to know it. Don't be out here and letting people tell you who you are, right? Don't let other people define you. You have to define yourself, especially if you're a man and you're about you're about a mission. You have dreams too. You have hopes too. You want to do stuff. You want to be self-sovereign. You want to be free. A part of freedom is learning your own value and being able to enforce it by walking, right? Going where you're treated best, right? Going where your wallet is treated best. Going where you are treated best. Going where you're happiest, okay? That's super important. I cannot stress that enough, all right? Learning to grow out of this mentality of selflessness, needlessly selfless, will be a huge investment on yourself that will return and return and return. That investment will keep coming back in tenfold years from now. Trust me. You're going to be like, wow, I have said no to so many things that it feels natural, It's easier to say no. It's easier for me to say no now than it is to say yes. That's great. That's a great place to be, because you're not taking on needless stuff. All right? You only lose by saying yes all the time. Whereas saying no all the time, you might lose a opportunity or two, but at the end of the day, you've gained so much back in your time that the opportunity cost is just not going to be there. It's just not. Especially if you're on your mission. It's just not going to be there. So learn to use those weekends. Learn to value yourself. Learn to say no. learn to value your time by actually creating a schedule, creating a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, 6-month plan, monthly plan. I have one now. Okay, that's why I told you guys, oh, I can do this, but I can't do that, because I have a plan, I have a schedule, I have stuff that I'm working on the back end. Pause. But you get the idea. It's all about what you're willing to give and what you're willing to lose, right? And why you're doing it, right? You have to understand all of those things, and it's not gonna be easy out the gate, but with time, with time, you'll be able to do it. All right. Anyways, this has been my discussion on this whole topic of the waging mentality, of valuing your own time. If you like this video, this podcast, hit the like button. Thanks so much for listening. Tell me what you think about the plans for the show, what suggestions you have for that. Tell me about what you think about the waging mentality versus the time mindset. Having a more time oriented look on things. Tell me what you think. Thanks so much. Appreciate your time. Have a great day. Bye bye.